选。
Thanks, Chair. I'm the last speaker in this session, and the author of the last chapter of this book. What that means, my grandma's teacher told me that when you read a book, please read the first chapter and the last chapter. Most of the pieces are there.
That's okay.
Yes, okay. The first chapter, I know. It's not a joke, but it's true, because I will bring with you a very important issue of China about the environment issue and carbon reduction. I'm going to give you a presentation with a PPT file instead of recommending you reading the books, because my student told me most of them don't read textbook after the lecture. I guess many of you may not have time to read it after the lecture. Actually, I'm doing the research about China's environment issue for many years. Today I'm going to talk something about a low carbon economy, as you know, the two speakers said already. I may start from this famous word made by Deng Xiaoping, and he said it doesn't matter if his cat is black or white, so long as it catch mice. This philosophy combined with the so-called socialist market economy lead China in greater reform and long-term economic growth. China now is becoming a world factory as well as a world market. Then may not concern the color of cat, but we now it's our turn to concern about the color, because we find that the mouse of the Chinese economic court, some of them are black. Maybe you say the mouse is black, but something can find white. So due to the serious environment pollution, and also you talked a lot about the China rising, and also I think that because the world pay attention to China for two issues. One is economic power in the world. Another is environment issue and its influence to the world economy. You may get some information from these two figures. One is a historical review of the carbon emission. So the United States and other advanced countries take the main responsibility for the historical stock of CO2 emission. But if you look at the left one, you can find that now China surpassed the USA to be the first or the largest CO2 emission country. So we say maybe China is the most the main resource of world carbon emission. But this is a dispute and stock of flow. Mr. Zhang Dongsheng said something in his presentation. He graduated from Wuhan University, the same university, and he listened to my lecture about the economic development. And he is now in different position with me. I'm a teacher, I'm a researcher, he's a government officer. But we see that if we see something in flow, that China has a very big or large responsibility in carbon reduction. Yeah? But the question is that if we measure it by per capita GDP or total GDP, that's the problem. I will show you this a picture that shows the high economic growth and high carbon emission of China. So you can see that China has a very rapid economic growth. That's good, but the bad thing that China emits a lot of CO2 in the world. And this is very familiar with you. Maybe you know the so famous Kuznets curve, environmental Kuznets curve. We call it the EKC. I shaped this curve based on the official data. Also, this is World Bank data. This figure shows that from 1980 to 2006, as economic growth in China, the CO2 emission increased very rapidly. So this curve shows that in some period, China will emit more CO2 as well as economic growth. And also it says that this curve has not reached a peak point yet. We saw the turning point. So China's environment will be worse in some period. And then secondly, I will talk something about a low carbon economy. Many of you know the word already. In Britain, you call it low carbon economy. In Japan, we call it low carbon society. In China, somebody call it low carbon development. So different definition. Also, you can find that the different, very confused definition about low carbon economy. So what is that? I think that we can define the low carbon economy by 6 dimensions. Low carbon production, low carbon energy, low carbon housing and building, low carbon transportation, and low carbon consumption and lifestyle, and finally, low carbon society. So that's my definition, maybe a wide definition. To realize a low carbon economy, we need theory. Now we have no theory about economics of low carbon. Mr. Zhang Dongsheng said that China needs a new growth theory. I may say I may contribute something to the Chinese government using this model. This is a traditional Kuznets curve. You can see that there are 3 stages that one country must pass through. But the problem is that if you have an environment constraint or carbon constraint, the growth path will rebound to the left side. That means you cannot reach the 3rd stage smoothly. That is a problem that Chinese economy face in the future. And then you may familiar with the so-called solar model, but I added something in the last part. That is something we call a technological progress of environment or low carbon economy progress. If we have this kind of low carbon economy all combined with a new technology of low carbon economy, we can change something or change the picture of so-called Kuznets environment curve. For example, you have to climb the mountain and spend time on it, but China cannot wait because China is already the largest in the world. How can we do? One possibility is to dig a tunnel between the two sides of the mountain. That is something we call a tunnel effect. What does that mean? That means 2 things. One is technology. Another is new development paths. So they don't develop the pattern. So we call it a low carbon economy. So if China adapt a low carbon economy, that the environment issue can be resolved in short term. Why technology is needed? We can see from this figure that full consumption per 100 GDP in 2007, that China has high economic growth. That's true, but China consumes a lot of fuel. And then we can see from this figure, this is CO2 emission per 100 GDP. And China is on the high position of CO2 emission measured by per 100 US GDP. That means the Chinese use of energy is not efficient enough. So we have a lot of room to improve its efficiency of using energy. So that is one something called needed technology.